Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Yay!
Yay! Hey, guess what? You know all those leaks, right?
From the haters.
From the haters that have been coming out.
The lies.
The lies that the anti-Star Wars people have been spreading to try to deter you from seeing this fantastic movie. I think they're true.
Yeah.
I think they're true.
There's a very persuasive argument as to why they are true.
And we've been saying before that there is a kernel of truthiness to these leaks because they've been coming from multiple sources. Mm-hmm. Now they've been perpetuated mostly on YouTube, and we can't verify about all the reshoots and all that kind of stuff, but the overall plot line, everything we've seen that we've heard has lined up with trailers and with leaked scenes, etc. And now we have the track listing from this movie, the score, and it meshes with the story. This is the story we're getting.
Right. And
this is it.
I went to go look for it last night because I knew they said that it was out there. Now, at the time, they didn't have titles on it, they said. So it was just a song, and they said just from the music, you can kind of tell what was going on. I went to go look it up last night, but when I went to the link, it wasn't there.
That's okay, because somebody archived it. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk about it. Before we get into that, though, I had to pull this up. This is a new poster for the Rise of Skywalker, and it's so fitting. It's so fitting that Reylo is destroying Darth Vader, just like Disney has, in some people's opinion, completely destroyed Star Wars. Very, very fitting. This is the end of the line. So before we get into the video, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. They are views, they are opinions, they are rants.
I have to say something real quick though. You know, it's like that thing you told me about where it's shirt sleeve to shirt sleeve, that the family starts a business, their kids inherit the business, but they respect it because they saw it grow. So they, stay true to the business. And then by the time it's handed down to their kids, they don't care. They piss it away, shirt sleeve to shirt sleeve. So we started out with, that's from Vader down to this. It's shirt sleeve to shirt sleeve. Yeah,
pretty much, right? So we start with young Vader, who rises through the ranks, becomes a bigwig in the Empire, and then his legacy is like completely destroyed.
But it's okay. Somebody else can choose. You can choose whatever the hell your name you want to be.
All right, so let's get right into it here. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker score leaked online for award consideration. It is award season. Disney dropped the score online because they probably had to have a cutoff date for it, and they're like, here it is, guys, make sure we get awards for this movie. And the track listing, now she doesn't seem real happy, but the track listing seems to confirm all these leaks that have been coming out for months that all the very, very pro Disney Star Wars people have been telling YouTubers they were lying about.
Okay. Well, here I was looking at this. It said, because there were no titles, and it said, while the tracks had no names, users on Reddit. So this is all, hearsay. We don't know. Use the I think it's true too. Metadata to find the titles within there.
Yeah.
To find the titles. Of course, they're in there. So they found it, and this is what they discovered the titles were. And I knew they did not have the titles yesterday, and then they pulled all of them down that I couldn't find it at all yesterday.
Yeah, they probably dropped it just for consideration, then they pulled it because this, now to backpedal a little bit, this happened before with the Phantom Menace back in the 90s. They put the soundtrack out there about a month, I think, before the movie came out, and one of the tracks was called Qui-Gon's Funeral. Spoiler, Qui-Gon Jinn dies in the Phantom Menace. I know it's been like 20 years, but some of you might not have seen this movie, and we're still getting hell from people who haven't seen Endgame, which has been out for like 8 months.
So
anyway, Qui-Gon Jinn died. So it was in the track listing. So here we go. This is what they found, the metadata. This is what and these sound legit. I mean, I
don't know, but that's what they're saying. Spoiler, cover our ass, whatever. This is the rumored titles.
It's true.
Of them. I probably.
I get kind of, I'm the point now where I'm like, you know what? We keep saying spoiler, rumor, and every time we're like, it's a rumor, guys. Don't get mad. And then something else comes out that confirms.
Right. But we're just a bunch of liars and haters. So whatever.
The ending, the leaks are they're fucking legitimate.
Plus,
this is the movie we're getting.
It lines up with what the actors are saying too. So we'll get to that.
Yeah. So we got the prologue. We got the Falcon flight. We go together. Kamiji, I guess, is the desert planet where they fly now.
Then they have to flee Kamiji.
They have to flee Kamiji because they fly now. Hard to get rid of. Join me. So this is, okay, the old Death Star. We knew that was coming. Waterfront. Final saber duel. Now, here's where it gets into the spoilery territory.
Healing wounds.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, for F's sake. Of course she can. Of course she can, because she can do everything ever.
This was one of...
Sorry, Mom.
This was one of the rumors that Rey would have phenomenal force powers that have never been seen before in Star Wars.
Because they just made it up for her.
Because she's Rey. And apparently Rey will have the ability to heal wounds and possibly raise the dead. I don't know what's going to happen.
This is what we're talking about. When we say Mary Sueism and why she's a Mary Sue, this kind of shit is why. This is why. Because it's like, seriously?
Advice. Battle of the Resistance. This is probably horses on a Star Destroyer.
Yeah,
horses on a spaceship.
Sorry, that's what it is.
Approaching the throne. This would be Palpatine.
Yeah.
Parents. Okay, so...
Right after approaching the throne.
Right after approaching the throne, this is probably the big exposition dump where Palpatine explains he's either her actual biological grandfather or she's a science experiment. Mm-hmm. One of the two. I've heard both versions of it. And,
either way, she's there because the Emperor.
She's a Palpatine.
Because she's the Emperor's plan the entire time, which means she's the actual chosen one because he made her, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Undo subversion, blah, blah, blah.
Undo the Last Jedi attempt to coming together. That would be Kylo and Rey fighting together, seeing sights. This is probably the rumored scene of...
astral projection where you see all the old movies.
Right. This is where we're going to have our montage of episodes 1 through 8. Star Wars greatest hits to kick you in the feels before we kick you in the balls.
That's right.
With the ending.
But what if you're a girl?
Metaphorical balls. Even girls can have spiritual balls. We're going to kick you in the feels and then we're going to kick you in the balls. Rescue. Okay, so something happened here. Farewell. This could be a number of things. This could be the rumored demise of Kylo.
Yeah.
This could be...
Because he would be the last Skywalker, technically, then.
He would be.
We can't have that, can we?
Now, coming together... No, we can't have that. Coming together could also be the rumored plot leak that the Resistance and the First Order are going to come together to fight the Empire now.
Right.
Because we can't have our enemies be actual enemies. And I still don't know what the First Order is. I thought they were the Empire, but apparently they're not.
Right.
They're Empire fanboys with a lot of money because they have a lot of ships. I don't know where they got it.
But not as much money as the Emperor because he's been hiding out here for decades and no one knew.
Nobody knew. He's hiding out, building a whole army.
See, they thought they just as a side here. There's always been a rumor that Hitler escaped and he was living in like Antarctica or something.
Oh my God, is that where they got this from?
I don't know, but there is a conspiracy theory that Hitler did not die, that he escaped because they knew that he was building a base in Antarctica.
Is that where they got... Oh.
I don't know, because it's an ice planet. I'm just saying,
Whoa.
There's always this rumor.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That would be interesting if that was the case. That's where they got it from, because they would go there. They totally would. Okay, this is the biggie. A New Home. Not A New Hope.
No.
But A New Home. Now, the rumored ending for The Rise of Skywalker, which I think is almost 99.9% confirmed at this point, is Rey gets everything. Rey, I believe, outlives Kylo. Kylo gets gone. Rey becomes a Skywalker by name. She takes the Skywalker name, takes Luke and Leia's lightsaber. I think she gets Luke's X-Wing, probably the Falcon too, and she moves into Luke's old house and calls herself Rey Skywalker. So basically, the whole purpose of this Disney sequel trilogy is to kill off all the original trilogy characters and elevate this new Rey character to Skywalker status.
That's right. I'm sorry, no matter how you slice it, if it turns out at the ending, it's a load of shit. I'm sorry. I mean, if that's the case, why can't anybody decide, okay, I want to be this person, so now I changed my name. And you know what? There needs to be a white Beyonce. I am now going to call myself Beyonce. I have decided I'm going to try to go to her house, but he'll get arrested,
Beyonce. So,
someone who you respect, take their name. Okay, I'm going to be Beyonce.
God. So, somebody said in the comments, and it's a very, very accurate description of what's going on here, said that this is a messy divorce from the fandom, and Rey gets everything.
What you been saying?
Yeah, I've been saying it's a divorce, but yeah, it is. It's like it's the fandom is being divorced. Disney wants to get rid of the fandom, and this kind of goes along with what I think it was Bob Iger was saying, that the next Star Wars trilogy won't have the baggage of the fans.
It's going to have the baggage of fans. You said you put Star Wars on it, it's going to have the baggage of the fans.
Not if this is true. Not if people react to this the way I think.
You're not going to have any fans.
You're not going to have any fans.
No, you'll have a small percentage. But
you'll have the Reylo. Well, no, you won't. Not if you kill Kylo off.
But I mean, I'm just like, No, I decided. I know who I want to be because I'm going to take the name and that's who I am from now on. I am Daisy Ridley. I have decided that I think I should have her name, so I'm just going to take it.
What privilege! How very dare you!
I know.
How very dare you!
I have decided because I feel like inside that I should be her. So I'm going to. I now have adopted her name. I am now her.
Speaking of
Kathleen
which,
Kennedy, even better.
Oh God, yeah.
I am now Kathleen Kennedy. It's because I have decided.
Speaking of which, nobody should be. Look, it's Disney. Just rip the effing Band-Aid off, okay? Because what they're hoping for is they're hoping that people are going to go see this movie, because they know this is going to piss the fans off. This is going to be this ending. If this is the actual ending, which we're 99% sure it is, it's going to piss the fans off more than The Last Jedi. Because not only did you kill off the original trilogy characters, not only did you destroy the character of Han and Luke before you killed them off, but now you're going to have this new character walk off with everything. Scot-free. She gets everything.
Literally, there was still a Skywalker left, but you know.
Yeah.
He probably won't get. I mean, it would have been smarter to say, well, he was redeemed and he's Skywalker, but they're not going to do that.
No, they're not going to do that. He's a bad man and he needs to be punished. So Daisy Ridley may have confirmed a major leak about the Star Wars 9 ending. They're starting to change her tune now. All these outlets were like, those YouTubers don't know what they're talking about. Doomcock's a liar and Reddit's a liar and everybody's a liar and they don't know what they're talking about. Now, it looks like it's true. Yeah, it looks like it's true. So, Daisy,
I saw this the other day.
Yeah, so Daisy Ridley says she expects the legacy Rey leaves after the Rise of Skywalker is that anyone can choose his or her own families.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, come on, people. And then she said this at this expo, at the Brazil Comic-Con experience. She said this. I'm telling you. And then we have J.J. Abrams, who, what the hell is up? You can point this out.
That's how I feel.
What is this? This is the face of the fandom. This is the face of the fandom after this movie comes out.
Pretty much. That was based on the fandom after the last movie came out.
So J.J. Abrams, one, you got to realize he lies a lot. He will flat out lie to your face. He's lied to the Star Trek fans before. He said that Khan was not in the second Star Trek movie.
After it got leaked that it was.
After it got leaked. So look, they're going to lie because they want you in the theater at least opening weekend. So they're going to pull out all the tricks and they're going to, use whatever clever wording they can get to get around these plot leaks. But this is like franchise destroying. I mean, it's already been killed, but this is like kicking and pissing on the corpse of the Skywalker saga at this point. So Abrams says it's an absolute mistake to say that you have to be related to a particular person or bloodline to have power with the Force.
But you didn't have that power in the Force because you're related to a particular person or bloodline.
But to be fair, didn't George establish that it was hereditary through the midichlorians? People don't like to talk about the midichlorians, but he was trying to give a reason as to why some bloodlines were stronger in the Force. Yeah, but then
Anakin had it for no reason.
Well,
except in the comics, we know why in the comics, but
Anakin had it
at the time.
Palpatine force raped Shmi, basically.
Right. So now Rey was his second experiment, so she has more, of course, because he made her even more powerful. Because
yeah,
we have to have a reason for it. Otherwise, she's Mary Sue, and they're trying to retroactively make that not the case. Anyway,
but she is. We know she is. So they, I mean, this whole thing doesn't. But they're already trying to dodge the question. The bill. I would say this is the $1 billion question, because whether or not this movie makes $1 billion is probably going to hinge on how.
And it's not going to matter. They're going to make $1 billion no matter what, because they will block movies out of theaters, as they did in South Korea. They will basically have tickets that are sold out, but they're ones in the seats. They will do whatever they have to make sure it hits $2 billion.
Yeah. Yes, if families are in dia choice, it's possible Rey might take the last name Scott. Possible. It's
possibly, most likely.
Almost been proven 100% at this point. Rey is a Palpatine by blood and a Skywalker by choice, according to Making Star Wars.
But no one made her a Skywalker. Like, Luke didn't seem to get along with her too well. And, her and Kylo had this weird thing going on, but she was never a Skywalker. Like, she was never part of their family. Oh, no, I'm sorry, because we missed the whole thing with Leia, where Leia's going to be her mom/mentor/teacher out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So she's going to, you're like a daughter, and then she's probably saying, you're like a daughter to me, or something stupid like that.
Even though they had very, very little screen time together. I mean, this goes back to what I was talking about with John Boyega yesterday. His greatest regret about this trilogy, beyond the fact that he didn't get to wield lightsaber in more than The Force Awakens, which probably pisses him off. But
I would watch Finn be a Jedi before Rey.
You know, he was like, we didn't have any screen time together as a trio, and that's what's going to happen here. Is like,
we've called that out for a while now.
Yeah, so we're going to have Leia training Rey when Leia and Rey had like, what, 2 or 3 scenes together total in this trilogy. They'd probably had less than 3 minutes of screen time together, and all of a sudden she's the master now. And they wait until after dear Carrie Fisher has departed.
Well, they didn't know she was going to depart.
No, I know, but it's
I mean,
just...
they didn't know that.
No, but now they have to kind of CG Frankenstein her back into the movie to make it make sense, and it's a mess. This is a mess. This is a lost cause, you know. It's no wonder that Disney at this point is just like, let's just scrape the old fandom off our shoe.
And start with new fans.
That's what we'll do. We'll take a little break, let everybody forget about Star Wars, let the body cool off, and then we'll make new fans that love Instagram.
But we'll call it Star Wars. But when you have the name Star Wars, you're going to have fans that come with Star Wars.
Because to current day Disney, to Bob Iger, it's an IP and a portfolio of acquisitions.
Yeah.
You know, it's not what it actually is.
I mean, honestly, that sums up Bob Iger perfectly. Is what I don't like about Bob Iger is, besides the arrogance, is that everything is just an acquisition, an assimilation, an IP that can be leveraged into something he wants. That's all it is. It's not even about creativity. It's not even about new things. It's not about, creating things. It's not about, respecting things. It's about, how can I shove this into a ride to make more money?
Yeah, pretty much.
What merch can I shove down people's throats to make more money? That's what this is to him.
Yep. So it's true, people. I'm calling now. The plot leaks. They may have some variation on what's been leaked, obviously, between the talked about version and the final version. But I guarantee you, the ending is Rey walks off with everything. She walks off with everything, and that is the purpose of the Skywalker trilogy: is to destroy the Skywalkers, destroy the Skywalker legacy.
So that Rey can decide she's a Skywalker.
And let this random new person come in and take the Skywalker name. And that is bullshit.
It is bullshit.
It's complete bullshit. And that's going to piss off so many people. They thought the backlash for The Last Jedi was something. Oh my God.
It would have been better if they got Luke to the end, training, would have been better with Finn. But getting to the end, training Rey or whatever, and working together, and they were a team in there, and then he dies, helping defeat the Emperor or something like that. Him and Leia helped her defeat the Emperor, which they're going to do, I think, in some way, according to the rumors.
Yeah.
And then, then it was going to be, that was the end of the Skywalkers, and she was going to have to carry it on. Or Kylo Ren was going to be turned back and then help Luke, and then he was going to have to continue it on when Rey and him are going to go train new Jedis. That wouldn't have been as bad. It wouldn't have been great, but it wouldn't have been as bad. But then it's basically like, we're just going to, all the Skywalkers die, and then Rey is going to keep the name going because she's going to say she's Skywalker because she bequeaths everything.
Yeah, she queefs everything.
Bequeaths.
Oh, bequeaths.
Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's not what I said. So some people out there don't even know what that word means.
It's okay. Like, don't Google it. I don't know what you're going to find. No, I'm like, okay, so... Bequeaths everything. So I want to know if the Skywalker name meant so damn much to Rey. Didn't she spend like 3 days with Luke and she told him to go get bent, basically?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
No, it's because Leia.
Oh, but she was a Skywalker, but she was Leia Organa, or Leia Solo Organa /
Yeah.
She never, ever, to my knowledge, it's probably in the expanded universe of the new Disney canon that they'll go hurry up and make some comic books or something to retcon all this, but she never actually used the Skywalker name that I'm aware of. She was adopted. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Why not be Rey Solo? Rey Organa.
Yeah, exactly. I thought about that too, actually. Yeah.
She spent more time with Han than she did with Luke. She spent more time with Leia than she did with Luke. Luke basically disappointed her and she stormed off.
Right.
So I'm like, this is bullshit.
This whole trilogy is
bullshit. Yeah. It's a bullshit trilogy.
So if it's true,
it's true.
I know. I mean, if these titles are true, it's
there we go.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and we'll see how people react to it. I mean, again, I'll try to be fair.
It just makes me sad.
This whole thing.
It really makes me sad. Like, want to cry sad. It really does.
Every one of these damn sequel trilogy movies has made us like, I can get over Han because I'm like, you know what, Harrison Ford won it out anyway, and we still had Luke and Leia. But then we got rid of Luke too. And then Luke didn't have, like I was ranting about yesterday, didn't have any screen time with his friends or his family because they destroyed his character and made him a hermit, you know, and he didn't have a chance to really say goodbye.
And everybody came because they wanted to see Han, Luke, and Leia together again.
And they couldn't even give us that.
And everybody was prepared for new characters. They knew that they'd get new characters. They knew the torch would pass because it had to be. No one was against that. What they were upset about was you never got to see them together, and there was no adventure. And even with the new characters, they were all separate. Like Finn and Poe were kind of together, not in that way. Sorry, shippers, but they were together more than, you know, or Finn and Rey. You didn't really get all three of them together, and it's like, you know, there's so many missed opportunities here. I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
They weren't thinking.
They're thinking cha-ching, cha-ching, just shit it out.
That's all they were thinking. That literally, this movie trilogy.
That's a T-shirt. Cha-ching, cha-ching, just shit it out.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Sorry, Mom.
This movie trilogy literally exists just to make money, just to piss on the Star Wars franchise, just to make theme park rides from, just to make new merchandise from that's not selling.
Oh,
there's no other reason for this.
There's
to
a new
exist.
thing they're doing too, in the honor of synergy, and what they call intermedia now. That they are taking things from Galaxy's Edge, props or merchandise, and they are hiding it within the new shows and games and things going forward. Like they've already done it with a lightsaber and Salvi's Workshop and Jedi Fallen Order, and for the Mandalorian season 2, the one guy said, "I've already sent some merchandise over to be placed into the next show." They're using it for fucking product placement.
Of course.
Sorry, Mom, but that's what they're using it for.
That's all this is. All Star Wars is to Disney at this point is just another IP in a portfolio of IP. And you know what? It's very hit or miss how they handle these things. Look at the Muppets. People keep bringing the Muppets all the time, and I'm 100% in agreement on this. Look at the TLC that went into the Dark Crystal on Netflix. The Henson family did.
Because it was their legacy.
It was their legacy. It was their father's legacy, and it was an amazing show. I love the Dark Crystal.
That's a patriarchal idea.
Oh, okay.
A white male patriarchal idea to have legacy.
Even though in that the Dark Crystal, they made sure that they pointed out that the female Gelflings were actually in charge. It was a matriarchal society, you know. But this goes in line with everything that they had laid out for it. It was an amazing show. There was a lot of love that went into the show. I know you didn't watch all of it, but Squid King and I freaking loved it. And the Hensons loved it because it was their dad's thing, right? The Frouds worked on it. Toby Froud worked on it. It was his parents' legacy too. The Muppets need to go back to the Jim Henson Company because Disney doesn't understand them. They've screwed the Muppets up so bad. They don't get it. They don't get it at all. Now they're not doing anything with them. They were supposed to have a new Muppet show on Disney Plus. They're not doing anything with the Muppets.
Oh, let's go even further. The people that are in charge now don't even fundamentally understand their own properties.
No.
Because their idea, instead of making new, exciting things, is let's put a live-action version of every effing animated movie ever out. And if it's not a movie, we'll make a TV show of it or a movie for Disney Plus. They don't fundamentally even understand what made them special. So,
yeah, it's like, where's the creativity? And again, it starts at the top, and Bob Iger is a corporate guy, and he's just looking at...
Chapek's no better.
He's no better. And they're just looking at acquisitions and IP. There's no soul here.
Yeah, I think that's what's missing is soul.
Soul. And Star Wars to them is just another notch in the belt that they can monetize. And this trilogy is a perfect example of what happens when you have people, you know, buy a property, buy a franchise that have no fundamental understanding of how it works.
Right.
And just real quick, this happened before, and I was talking about it on Twitter yesterday, and people were like, man, that's a really obscure reference. Remember Doug? The cartoon Doug on Nickelodeon? Okay, they had this great cartoon on Nicktoons back in the day, Doug, and I love Doug. Doug was a great show. Okay, so Disney bought Doug.
Oh, I didn't know Disney bought Doug.
Yeah, well, nobody talks about Disney Doug, and they literally called it Disney's Doug. So Doug had, I think, 3 or 4 seasons on Nickelodeon. It was very well received. It had a huge fan following. I used to watch it. It was a great show. Then Disney bought it, and they moved it to ABC, and they changed everything, and they destroyed characters, and they just made everything different, and it was like knockoff Doug. It wasn't the same thing. And nobody talks about Disney's Doug because it hasn't stood up over the test of time. You know, it's like,
I didn't even know Disney bought it.
Yeah, they did. They had a season or 2 of it, and people were like, yeah, we don't talk about that. And I'm thinking 20 or 30 years from now, people are still going to look back at the original trilogy with fond memories and be like, this was an epic movie. And then they're going to be like, oh, by the way, Disney made sequels to it. You know, everybody remembers The Wizard of Oz. Does anybody remember Return to Oz? That was another
I do, but vaguely.
Disney brain fart, you know? So I'm just saying, I think this too shall pass. I think that Batu will eventually become Tatooine.
Hopefully.
So we'll see. But yeah, this is what we're getting. And this poster says everything.
Just by the comments of the director and Daisy Ridley, and then the titles of the tracks are true.
Yeah.
It does seem to indicate that a lot of the leaks are true.
Yeah. So there we go.
Take that as you will.
Take it as you will. We'll know in a couple days because this thing's going to drop in Japan, I think. I think Japan first.
Is it Japan? I know it's
Japan or some Austria? Maybe it's Austria. I don't know.
There's some place that's coming out a little earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
it is, but...
we're a week away from people getting this movie. You know, yeah, people have seen it. They've seen it already. So this is it. This is what we're getting. So we'll wrap this one up.
About time.
Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.
Thinking about printing your own comic books, graphic novel, or manga? We recommend our friends over at PrintNinja. We've been using PrintNinja as long as they've been printing comics, and both the quality and price is excellent. Mention CLOWNFISH TV and get an additional 5% overrun of your book order quantity printed for free. For free! That's free books, people. Just mention this offer on the phone or in the additional information box on the quote request form. That's printninja.com or click on the link in the description below. Hey guys, thanks for watching CLOWNFISH TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.